Hi, and welcome back to the Weekly Unfold with me, Ramat Tejani. I have just come back from having Sunday roast with some of the girls, and I thought, whilst I'm here and dressed and in the mood to be chatting, let's do an unfold of my week. So that's what I'm planning to do. Let's just get straight into it. So let's get into the one ask that I made this week. It was actually a professional one. I had a catch up with a senior leader and I asked them to make an introduction to someone in their network. When we think about career aspirations and what we want to do next and where we want to be in the future, sometimes we have to recognize that we can't do it on our own. And so reaching out and speaking to this senior leader and just putting myself out there and giving him some insights into what I've done, but also what I'm thinking about in the future. Not right now, but maybe in the next, who knows when. But speaking to him was great, and making that ask was also fantastic, in my humble opinion. But you just realize that sometimes you just need to nudge that door open. You can't open it yourself, and you need someone else's help to help you nudge it open. So that was my ask for the week. In a similar vein, I had another conversation, kind of like careers conversation with another colleague, and she was just really helpful in helping me see things in a way that I hadn't seen them. And so, although this isn't an ask, I think there's something around recognizing that you don't always have to do it on your own. Ask people around you their perspectives and seek different perspectives, because you may get more insight than you know. All right, let's move on to the next one. On to the lessons and reminders for the week. One, my boundaries are not requests. Recognizing that I can put boundaries in place and I'm not asking you to agree to them. I'm telling you that they exist. There are a few boundaries that I put in place in particular for myself when it came to work and personal life. Last year, I spent a lot of time in the office or online for work. Sometimes to the detriment of myself and to the detriment of my personal life and the things that I wanted to do. And no one had asked me to do it. It's just me trying to be like an extra good colleague or an extra good employee, etc. But this year I put in a boundary of setting a time for me to go home. So fun fact, whenever I start a new role, no matter where, I always put in my calendar my lunchtime. My lunch is always 1 o'clock to 2 p.m. all the time. It's in as a block. No one should disturb me. That's when I'm having my lunch. And I realized when I thought about it over the break that I should and could also put in a boundary for when I have to leave the office or when I have to switch off from work. So I've put in that boundary and I've put it in and I'm keeping to it. So I kept to it most of last week, and here's to hoping that I continue keeping to it because, yeah, it's about to get busy. So, yeah, we'll see. Second thing, second reminder slash lesson is about approaching life like a scientist. Now, I often approach life like a scientist, but I was just reminded this week that it's so important to do so. And if things don't quite go to plan, that's okay. I can find other ways in which to get to the end result that I'm after, or help guide the team into the direction that we need to get them in. So it was just a really good reminder that we don't have to do things. Nothing is set in stone per se. We're allowed to try things out. As a scientist, if you try something, if you try something and it doesn't work, it's not deemed like a massive failure. It's just deemed, okay, cool, this is one way that we won't do it. let's try and find another way in which we can do it or will do it. So yeah, those are my two reminders slash lessons for the week. Yeah, they were good ones this week for me. So the three things that I am grateful for or thankful for. First, catching up with friends. I just said that I just come back from having a Sunday roast with some of the girls. It was delightful. Actually, it was delightful. The customer service wasn't as delightful. We were waiting for quite a long time to have like things done, but we are where we are. It was great company. It was fantastic company actually, and of all the catch ups I've had this week, I haven't seen some of those lovely ladies for a while. Like one of the girls I haven't seen in over a year. Like a year. Now we'll chat and we'll message and whatnot, but I haven't physically seen her in over a year. And so it was good to kind of see her. I also caught up with a colleague that I used to work with in another role. She came down and we had breakfast together. So that was nice to do as well. So definitely grateful and thankful for those kind of like relationships and catching up with friends that are very dear to me. Other thing I'm grateful for, number two is coaching supervision. Now, for those of you that don't know what coaching supervision is, as a coach, I have to, or I don't have to, but I choose to go to coaching supervision. And that is a space in which we have like a supervisor that gives us space to reflect on our coaching practice. And I say our in terms of plural because I do it as part of a group as opposed to individual. And some coaches don't do it, and I think that that's really unethical. That's my personal opinion. I think every coach should have a supervisor or should be working with a supervisor that they connect with every so often. Anyway, I'm super thankful and grateful for the coaching supervision that we had this past week. I just got so much value from it, and speaking to the other coaches and learning from some of their journeys. Yeah, it was a good reminder of one, why I love group coaching, because you get to learn from other people's journeys and how other people have done things and other people's perspectives that you may not have had. But two, also just having that space that you might not necessarily always have is just invaluable to me. So super grateful for Nicola, who's my supervisor, and the other two in the group as well. And final thing I'm thankful or grateful for, I would say, I would say the foresight to have contact lenses at my office, just in case. So I wear glasses, and sometimes I don't wear glasses and I wear contacts instead. I've only more recently started wearing contact, as in less than a year ago. And even when I was learning how to put them in, I was like, it was a problem. Anyway, I decided that instead of losing glasses every so often or leaving my house and realizing I've forgotten my glasses and not having to come back to get glasses, I should either have a spare pair of glasses that I leave in the office, or I should have like contacts in my locker. So I've gone with the contacts in my locker because we hot desk and so we don't have like our own drawers and stuff. And one day last week, got to the office and was looking for my glasses. And so I need glasses to kind of see screens when I'm looking at like big screens, my computer screen, laptop screen, whatever, or when I'm reading. Got into the office, opened my laptop, went to take my glasses out, no glasses. I was like, I can't go back home. Then I remembered I have contacts in my locker. So yeah, cried a little bit as I tried to put them in, but they did help me throughout the day. So yeah, I'm very grateful that I had the foresight to put contacts away. So yeah, that's 3 things that I am feeling very grateful or thankful for this week. looking ahead for week 4 of 52, I am focusing on resetting and rebalancing. Now, I recognize that we've kind of gone into the year and we're kind of trying to find our balance, trying to figure out what works, what doesn't work. And some changes will feel aligned and some changes definitely don't feel aligned. Even at work, I've had to spend some time resetting some of the plans that I had for even just Q1. Like, forget the rest of the year, just the first quarter of the year. And that's okay. So I anticipate spending this next week doing a bit more on that. Just whether that's letting go of things that aren't working, or just doubling down on things that really are working and I want to take forward with me over the next quarter at least. So yeah, week 4 of 52, resetting and rebalancing is the vibe. So yeah, that's how I'm feeling looking ahead to next week. What are you thinking about resetting, if anything, or rebalancing, if anything? I would love to know in the comments below. Please do subscribe and share. It helps me to... Well, it helps tell me that someone's listening, first of all. But also, it's good for me to know that people are paying some attention or whatnot. As usual, stay out of trouble, unless it's good trouble, in which case, go wild. All right, until next time.